At night, when the mask is off and I look at myself, I may make the world think I'm happy, but I can't hide the truth of myself. Whatever happens, I must go on acting, acting, acting.
Row 18, plot 20.
Hey everybody, welcome to Now It's Dark. I'm Jim, and today is Saturday morning Circus, and I have a special treat. We got a movie that's a major throwback here. We're talking about a movie from 1987 called Blood Harvest. A lot of you probably weren't even born. I was still in high school. I was a sophomore. This movie came highly recommended from a friend of the channel, Hobbs Horror. You can check him out in the link down below. He does movie reviews and unboxings and some very fun, not boring live streams as well. So Blood Harvest, its main draw, this movie, is Tiny Tim, who coincidentally is the singer that does my end credit, my end thing at the end of all my videos. So there's a little tidbit there. The director is Bill Rebane. This movie was written by Chris Avalier, William Arthur, and Ben Benson. That sounds a little sus. Ben Benson. It's like he could be a Marvel Comics villain or something. It gets a 4.5 star rating on IMDb. And, man, it's got a lot of views. It stars Tiny Tim as the marvelous Mervo, Itonia Salchek. I really hope I'm saying that right. She plays the lead, final girl, Jill. Dean West plays Gary. Laurie Minetti, Sarah. Peter Krause plays Scott, and he looks very familiar. I'm sure he's been in other things. And Frank Benson is the sheriff. There's some other collateral damage in there as well. This movie focuses on a story of two brothers, Gary and Mervo. It's a cocktail of vengeance and lust. That is the tagline for this movie. It's kind of interesting. Tiny Tim stars in his first dramatic film role in this taut drama. A beautiful young girl, Jill Robinson, returns to her peaceful rural town to find that her life has been turned upside down. The house she grew up in has been defaced, her parents are missing, and the whole town hates her father, the bank supervisor who had foreclosed on many of the local farms. Only marvelous Mervo, Tiny Tim, seems happy to see her. He wanders around the community dressed in a clown's suit with clown makeup permanently painted to his face. Mervo's brother tries to rekindle his love affair with Jill. Then, one by one, those closest to her, Jill, are slaughtered like cattle, tied upside down from the rafters of the barn until the surprising ending reveals the madman and a very unlikely savior. Yeah, that's not so true. This is so easy to see who's who and who's doing what. But it's so fun. It's really a really fun movie. So I saw some trivia in the description thing of IMDb about this movie, and Tiny Tim happened to be making a personal appearance at a beer carnival in Lincoln County, Wisconsin in 1985. And local filmmaker Bill Rebane was in the audience. He had an idea for a horror film and decided to see if Tiny Tim was interested in appearing in it, and he was. And we got Blood Harvest out of that wonderful little collaboration. And the moral of the story is, don't be afraid to ask. What's the worst that can happen? Somebody says no. But in this case, a masterpiece has been created because one man had the courage to go up to another man and said, hey, I would like to do this project with you. Do you want to do it? And he did, and glory. The makeup, Tiny Tim's face makeup, I have to compare it to the current, most recent movie version of the Joker, Joaquin Phoenix. Man, there is some definite similarities. I have to think that there was some inspiration from this. Maybe if I dig around the interwebs, I can find where Joaquin Phoenix or whoever created that look did take inspiration from this. So the movie, again, it is very transparent who's doing what and for what reasons, but it's a fun journey going through it. The Tiny Tim pop-ups throughout the movie are very fun. His acting is probably the most amateurish out of the group, but overall it's not like a horrible film. You know, you have to remember this is in the mid 80s, so it's definitely got that feel to it. There's even boob shots in this, you know, a little lovemaking, little whoopee. Yeah, I guess my only criticism might be the continuity error of the house that was stated to have been defaced was at the beginning of the film, and then whereas there wouldn't have seemingly been time to repaint the house or clean that much paint, graffiti, profanity off of the house, it was gone. And I don't know why that kept striking me when they would show the house, but it did. There's a lot of really fun, like I said, pop-ups of Tiny Tim, and he's got some interesting monologues and little sayings. He's definitely playing a character that's a little off, maybe autistic or something. I don't know that they really define that. He's just odd. And Gary is just a bad guy, but he's in love. You know, if you do wrong in the name of love, is it really so wrong? I would argue that Gary's heart was in the right place. And yeah, so if you have not seen Blood Harvest, it's a fun slasher from the 80s, so you should check it out. It's an hour and 28 minutes. You can find it on Tubi. The clown makeup that Tiny Tim is wearing is kind of secondary to the story. I think it's just more of a character driven plot device rather than there being like a clown theme. I'm not sure, maybe I missed it, but maybe that's his profession and he does like the candygram type things in that town, because he did show up with flowers at the beginning for Jill's arrival back home. And so I'm thinking that might have been his profession, was a professional like clown-o-gram, where you would hire him to go to somewhere and sing a little ditty and be a clown for you. Again, thanks to Hobbs Horror. His channel's down below. Excellent taste in movies, and he really threw a good one toward me, and I hope you enjoyed the Saturday Morning Circus. I do this every Saturday, a clown-themed, typically horror movie review. So if you like that kind of stuff, hit the subscribe button and the like button. And if you want to see other videos I do, hit the notification bell as well, and you'll get notified when I go live or do other videos of the sort. Thanks everybody, have a great afternoon.
So have your dream, go on and sing your song. There's nothing wrong with singing out of tune. If people laugh and say your dream can never be, just think